Okay, it's story time, and we are continuing to read through the Jesus Storybook Bible. Now, many of you will have this at home because we give it out at church when you're little. But if you don't have this, maybe ask Mum or Dad if you could have it as a birthday or Christmas present. It's a really good Bible. It's great to read through together. So, today we are having the story of God Sends Help. So this is the story of Pentecost. You could find this story in the book of Acts. So let's read. God Sends Help. Jesus' friends and helpers huddled together in a stuffy upstairs room. Even though it was sunny outside, the shutters were closed. The door was locked. Wait in Jerusalem, Jesus had told them. I am going to send you a special present. God's power is going to come into you. God's Holy Spirit is coming. So here they were, waiting. Actually, mostly what they were doing was just being scared and hiding. You can't really blame them. Their best friend had left. The important people and leaders were after them. And Jesus had given them a job that they didn't know how to do. As they waited, they were praying and remembering how, from the very beginning, God had been working out his secret rescue plan. Suddenly, a strong wind filled the little room, whistling through the walls, rustling the straw on the floor. And there, on everyone's heads, shining in the gloom, were flickering flames. Fire that didn't hurt or burn. And something more. Inside their hearts they felt a strange heat, almost as if all the coldness and hardness was melting away, as if their broken hearts were mending. And God was giving them brand new hearts that would work properly. How it happened they didn't know, but they knew God's power had struck their hearts ablaze, and Jesus himself was coming to live inside them. They had seen Jesus go away, but now he was closer than he had ever been, inside their hearts. And this time nothing could ever separate them. Jesus would always be there, with them, loving them, whispering the promise that would get rid of the poison and the terrible lie and the sickness in their hearts. God's wonderful promise to them, you are my child and I love you. Make your home in me as I make my home in you, Jesus had said. Could it be? Heaven was coming into their hearts. They threw open the shutters. Sunlight flooded their room as love had flooded their hearts. And the little room was filled with happy noises, dancing feet, singing, laughing. They unlocked the door and surged out into the streets as if they had never been afraid. Peter spoke in a loud voice so everyone could hear. Jesus died for you, he said, because he loves you. But God made him alive again. He has rescued you. People stopped and listened, and the words sank deep into their hearts and worked like a medicine that makes you well. Like the antidote to a deadly poison, like a kiss that wakes you from a deep sleep. Stop running away from God, Peter said. Run to him instead so he can love you and make you free. And then Peter told them the wonderful story of God's love. God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love. How Jesus had come and all that had happened. Now there were lots of people from faraway countries in Jerusalem. They couldn't speak the same language, but as they listened to Peter, everyone could understand what he was saying, all in their own languages. Many people believed, and many people became Jesus' new friends and helpers. and the wonderful news of Jesus spread like sparks from a fire to villages, towns, cities. Every day more and more people believed. And so it was that the family of God's children, his special people, grew. One man was watching. "I'll stop this," Saul said. But this was God's plan, and nothing in all the world would ever be able to stop it. What an exciting story. Let's do some thinking about it now. My first question is, what was your favourite part of the story? Tell each other now. And my second question was, what do you think is the most important part of that story? Tell each other now. And lastly, if you were in that story, where would you be? Tell each other now. Well done. Good thinking and talking about the story. Now, let's get ready to play a game.